So I want to talk about my experiences as a natural bodybuilder, training 100% organically. So this is just to give you guys a heads up, whoever's doing this the real way, what to expect along your journey. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're like me and you've been training and you know what I mean, your recovery is strong, you're always in shape year round, you know what I mean, you never have no problems. You've got this feeling inside of you that, you know, you just feel like you can do this shit forever, like that nothing's gonna fuck up. But I'm just here to warn you that age does play a factor into this, because when I was younger, I actually thought to myself, nah, age ain't nothing, you know, it's not going to affect anything. As long as I keep lifting, I stay consistent, I keep training, hopefully I should be able to outwork age and whatnot. But, you know, I hit my mid-30s, and that's when I started getting injuries, and the injuries started sticking around for longer. And as I've hit my 40s now, and yeah, it's a nightmare, guys. I can't lie to you. These injuries, they stick around and they don't leave. And it makes things really difficult because it mashes up your motivation. It slows you down for your training. You're not as strong as you know, right now, especially like in the last 5, 6 years, I've been having strength loss in one side of my body, you know what I mean? And it switches from side to side, where I lose about 40 to 50% of strength in just one side, in my pressing movements usually. And it's usually my thoracic side, my back. There's a certain part in my back that gets trapped. I usually get a trapped nerve or not. It's happened to me 3 times now, and it's the third time it's happened to me again. So now, right now, I'm losing size again, just before summer. I'm fucking pissed off, but it is what it is. And like I said, yeah, I've had this happen 3 times. Usually I get it massaged out, and it takes, you know, a few months for it to go and for the strength to start coming back. And yeah, man, it's just really annoying because these sort of things, they didn't really happen to you in your younger days. And is this happening because I've been training for 3 decades now? So maybe I'm getting nerve damage. Maybe my joints are breaking down, my tendons and shit. You know, my shit ain't firing up as usual, and I'm starting to slowly break down. And you know, regardless, I still try to push through mentally, whatnot, and try to stay strong. And yeah, man, it's just a really fuckery because it fucks up with your motivation. It just fucks with everything. It makes you feel like, what's the point in training? Because you're not a no progressive, you know, training plan. Like usually within the gym, I'm always trying to progress. I'm always trying to get stronger, or I'm trying to lift heavy weights for reps. But right now, I'm not able to do that, and it's fucked because it's starting to make me feel that raw. I might have to change my whole training plan, you know, as much as I don't want to do that, because I know how important it is as a natural bodybuilder, real natural bodybuilder. We have to lift heavy. Do you know what I mean? There's no way around it. You can't be lifting light weights and expect your muscles to fill up. You know what I mean? You can lift moderate weights, yeah, of course, but I notice every time, as soon as the weight drops, I lose that small percentage of muscle, that little extra bit of pump that I'm able to keep year round. Do you understand? Through hitting heavier weights. Do you understand? That extra pump makes such a difference because I can feel it stretching my t-shirt on my biceps. I can feel it on my back, feel it on my chest. But when I lose that, I can feel it in my t-shirts, and it really pisses me off. So that's how I know for a fact that heavy weights it's so important. You know what I mean? Because right now, I'm still trying to train intense, but with a moderate weight. But like I said, with this side where it's so weak, it's burning out a lot quicker than this side. You know what I'm saying? So, say for instance, I'm doing a set like on you know, dumbbell presses. Like I might have 40 kgs on each side, but I'm getting to 8 reps, and this left side's starting to just give up. Where I can go for another maybe 10 on this side, this one's ready to give up. And by the end of the workout, my chest feels so fucking burnt out. It feels crazy, but you know, so there's a nerve problem there. There's a signaling problem because I'm really trying to focus on using my mind to muscle. But there's a certain part in my muscle where I can't feel. It just feels empty. Do you understand? But like I said, these are the things that you need to be aware of on your training journey as a natural bodybuilder, guys. You know what I mean? For those of you that have been training for some years and you feel like you're almost invincible, like me. Like I really thought I was invincible. Like I've been in shape all this time thinking, you know, wow, like am I gonna have this for life? Am I gonna be able to, you know, sustain this size and this frame for the rest of my life? But I'm starting to see mid-30s, everything starts to slowly go down. I'm still in quite good shape. I'll put some videos up right now so you can see, you know what I mean? But as a 40-year-old, you know, I still feel like I want to stay on my progression. I still want to get stronger. I want to kind of maintain this physique, you know. But at the same time, I've got to be smart because, like I said, I want this for life. I want to be training in my 50s and my 60s, and I still want to be pretty much in this shape if I can. Do you understand? Or near it, whereabouts. You know what I mean? Just want to be fit and look fit, you know, because it's something that I love. I've always loved it, and I don't think I'm ever gonna stop this shit because I'm so autistic like that shit. It's just like my routine and my habits are just insane. I will never stop. As you get older, you know, I expect these little hiccups to come, these little setbacks. Like I said, these injuries, they like to stick around for a lot longer, you know, the motivation. And another thing is like energy. Like literally in the last couple years, something came over me and I don't know where it was. And I was just thinking, what could it be? Like, I'm not sick or anything, but one day I literally went to the gym and I felt super tired out of nowhere. I just felt super tired. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like I just felt like I couldn't train. The energy wasn't there. I had my little Red Bull drink that I like to drink every now and then, and that never done shit. And I still felt tired. I was training, I was yawning, and you know, I thought, okay, maybe it's just a bad one-off workout, you know, because there's been plenty of times where I train and I'm tired, fucking knackered, train on 2 hours sleep, you know what I mean? And this was very odd. And it kept on happening, do you know what I mean? I'm starting to think, wow, what, am I losing energy? And then I started to think, am I getting old? There's this, you know, there's this me starting to kind of lose and the body starting to break down. Maybe some of you guys could answer this. Maybe some of you older people who's been through this who are natural, or even if you're not natural. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that, like that sly little kind of, you know, setback in strength and performance when it comes to training in the gym? Like, at what age do you notice it? You know, because the energy thing is a real thing. It's like what? It's actually crazy, and it's just really just made me think I need to change up the whole way I think about training, my whole approach to training. You know what I mean? I'm all here thinking I need to just start doing all this functional exercises and like mobility exercises. And because like I said, I want to be doing this for life, guys. You know what I mean? And the more the industry gets more popular as time goes on and the more everyone around me's fit, you know what I mean? I know it will kill me if I can't be in the gym. You know what I mean? Take your time and build something that lasts a lifetime, guys. I'm 40 years old right now and I'm still in shape. Touch wood. Oh yeah, which brings me on to the point of guys using TRT. For me personally, I can understand now. I understand fully why people and a lot of men will start to use TRT in their 40s because, you know, this shit is real. You know what I mean? The energy decrease, the strength loss and whatnot. You know what I mean? It could make a man feel like, you know what, I give up on this natural bodybuilding journey. I'm just going to go and jump on the fucking TRT like everyone else. But for me personally, like, I've been doing this so long the natural way, and I've just got a point to prove now. Do you know what I mean? Even if there's no one really out here watching me, you know what I mean? Who knows? I might fucking inspire someone in the future. Do you know what I mean? To let them know that try and do this shit naturally all the way through. You don't need TRT. And I'm going to show everyone right now. This is the next generation of me showing, okay, I built my physique without using steroids. Now I've reached my 40s. Let me show you guys that I can continue to maintain my physique, you understand, without using TRT or any hormones or any kind of enhancements. You know what I mean? I may use creatine, you know what I mean, cycling on maybe once a year, if that. But I'm going to show you guys that I can do this naturally all the way. And you know, if I lose my shape, if I lose my frame, then that's what it is. I want to see how far I can take this, you know what I mean? But I can actually understand why a lot of guys use TRT, and I get the mindset behind it, you know what I mean? You don't feel yourself, you don't feel strong, you don't feel like you look good and whatnot. But, you know, for me personally, I really don't want to tamper with my hormones. I don't want to tamper with my physique. You know, I believe that I can still work this shit out mentally and stay training. I've seen good examples of men who I believe are natural in their 60s, late 60s, who are still in amazing shape. You understand? And I feel that's down to them not using steroids and staying active and training. and sticking to their routines and what they do, the habits that they've built throughout the years, the way they eat and whatnot. Do you understand? Catch up on the next one.